Alright, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be going over a review of Supersonic Deluxe. This game just came out for the Atgames 4KP and HD systems, and this also includes the Atgames Micro system as well, which is part of the HD ecosystem. So today we're going to go over this table. This is a brand new edition. It's been out for a couple months on Steam, on the Zaccaria Pinball app on Steam. It's very good. It's playable in VR as well. But this is the Atgames 4KP version. We're going to take a look at it. As we walk around the table here, we're going to look at some of the features kind of going on here. You do have an upper playfield, which is pretty consistent with a lot of the tables that we get from Magic Pixel. This one only has 4 flippers though, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of something that we haven't seen a ton of, to be honest. 2 flippers at the bottom, 2 flippers for the upper playfield just to keep things rolling. This one has some really cool features that we typically do not see. These have actuating ramps that actually go up and down, which are pretty cool. We have a satellite that's spinning over there. You have a kind of a pilot in the cockpit over here. If you look at the back glass here, the back glass is not particularly great. I will say this. I actually like the design of it. I love the coloration, but it's missing. It appears to be missing an entire right wing here. It's a little goofy. I know some of their artwork is AI nowadays. Most of their artwork is AI nowadays, so that's a little disappointing. I actually love the blueprint design here. Just kind of the aesthetic in the air is really cool. Love the text that they used. Again, I really like that they went with the fighter pilot type of theme as opposed to the old Concorde theme. Obviously, that plane had its heyday back in the 80s. I think this was a 1977 table originally, so they kind of updated that and kind of went with a really cool theme here. It's very Top Gun-esque, if you will, and obviously Top Gun's always top of mind, as of recently with the new Top Gun Maverick movie that came out. One thing I will say is this toy here is not consistent with the artwork on the back glass, so again, we've got some inconsistencies kind of going on. Some of the things that I have a problem with Magic Pixel generally is some of the way they have some of the artwork on the table. The artwork in general for the actual playfield is very well done. I think having the pilot front and center with these targets here to represent the modes is done really, really well. It's interesting that they do air and air as very basic, just a very basic thing to have on a table. These just say target. Really, that's kind of redundant. I don't think they need to say target. They could just be buttons or lights. Jet flies is actually what's written here. Jet flies doesn't mean anything, so I'm wondering if that's a translation error or something like that. This just says top. I assume they're referring to Top Gun. I'm not really sure. It could just be the top of the table. I don't know. It's very strange. Here you have a Mayday loop. Mayday typically means we're going down in a very bad way. So a Mayday loop is a little interesting. You have fly away, fly here, and Mayday loop. So again, plane and pass. You have jet. The jet letters here are used for multi-ball. So yeah, I wondered what's going on there. They say one way at the top and then fail for the targets for the engine for the upper playfield. Again, I just feel like they kind of just threw things into a hopper just to kind of get what text would pop out for a plane-based or jet-based game. So, interesting characterizations there for sure. However, the actual play field is actually pretty well done. I will say I love the basic fan design, but I also like these ramps actually can go up and actually do some extra things. These ones both go up for different reasons. These two start in the up position to start, and then when you get into combos, this green one will actually drop down and allow you to do combos on both sides in succession. You do one then the other. This blue playfield, or this blue ramp, is actually to the upper playfield, and actually comes down after you hit the bumper 10 times. So that comes down and allows you to hit there. You can actually, when you shoot around to the orbits, you'll actually see the ball come down and fall and dead flip over to the right and things like that. You still have a center post. Super easy to get your ball saved by doing the combo ramps that we just talked about, the green and the blue here, the green and the light blue ramps. You do those in succession. It's really easy to pick up letters. Or if you have the ramp for fly here down, you can actually use that to pick up a letter as well. There is a kickback which you just use the slingshots for. To get into modes on this one's a little difficult. What happens is you have to kick it into a capture hole kind of secluded underneath this ramp here. You get it selected in there. There's a little button under here on the orbit that actually says hidden control, which is ironic because you can't actually see it on the 4KP as it sits underneath the flipper. So that is what it is. That starts the modes, and then you have an option to pick one of these 5 modes: Top Gun, Airplane, Superjet, Control, or Airlock. Superjet being the highest one. These modes are 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 million points. The upper playfield starts at 5 million and goes in succession up to 25, and will stay at 25 as long as you keep completing it during the same ball. Other ways to score lots of points in this are the combos that we talked about before. The combos are based on your multiplier, so they start at 1 million for the Mayday loops, and then based on your multiplier they can go up as high as 10 million per shot. So very, very cool. As I said, you have these targets over here that actually can start your bumpers. If you hit the bumpers, if you get all 4 of these targets, your bumpers become 1 million per pop, if you will. The jet letters are for multi-ball. Hit all 3. You'll start this ramp. This green ramp will go up and out of the way, and then you have to shoot underneath it to lock the ball 3 times and start multi-ball. So lots of really cool stuff going on the table. At the top, we do have an opportunity for an extra ball, and this actually adds our multipliers, so we can up our multipliers to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and that allows us to get an extra ball, and it also allows us to get a $20 million special for the rollovers every time we extend that going forward. There's a skill shot on this, which is pretty rare for Magic Pixel tables on the right hand side. If you kind of do a half plunge, the ball will kind of fall over this rollover and you'll get it. And then you have 15 seconds to continually shoot that right orbit to get as many skill shots as you can. So pretty cool. As we said before, once you get into the modes by hitting the hidden control button 3 times, you'll have to basically nudge the ball out of this capture hole to hit that. This ramp will actually go up, and there's a capture hole underneath here that you have to shoot to start the actual modes. So we're going to show all of that. We're going to get into it a little bit, see what you guys think. The sounds are really, really good on this. The sound effects kit.
Oh yeah, all systems go.
Check out that DMD. It's one of the more up-to-date DMDs. Has some really cool features going on with it.
Holy smokes, what a skill! Unlock multi-ball by lighting all the jet letters.
The announcer is actually really good about telling you what you need to do on this one, which is pretty rare.
Bonus times 2. Nice shot! Maximum velocity. Combo! Unlock multi-ball by lighting all the jet letters.
Very good sound effects kit. It's very loud. Really plays really nice, to be honest. The physics are pretty decent in this one. There's nothing like really destroying the ball and pushing it down back at the flippers very often, as you've got kind of a wide open playfield because of the way the ramps are able to go up and down. So it adds a little bit of replayability.
Secondary playfield activated.
There you can see the actual, the upper playfield is active. So I'm going to try to shoot for that. If I don't lose this ball. Yeah, sorry about that. Again, really nice DMT graphics on this. I will say the callouts, the guy can actually, I've had a few people actually tell me they don't like the guy's voice. I think he's a little too energetic. Dennis B, Leon Spiegel, who else? Pinball Wizard. All of you guys were contributors to this review, as you all give me options and your thoughts on this table of the announcer, of the playfield itself. It's been a really fun table to talk about and really enjoy. I think this one could have been very easily overshadowed with Williams Pack 9, and the fact that it came out and has been as well received as it is speaks to how good it actually is.
Holy smokes, what a skill!
There's a little bit of the voiceover work.
Nice shot! Unlock multi-ball by lighting all the jet letters. Secondary playfield activated.
So I guess what I'm saying with this one is there's a lot of opportunities for points. It really gives you lots to do, and you're not locked into just doing modes. You're not locked into just doing a multi-ball. This game table gives you lots of things to do. Here's an example of the upper playfield. There's a lot of just kind of misdirection up here. You just kind of throw the ball in there and just kind of get it or go around. There's not a lot of good shots you can do, at least on the upper side. I'm gonna have to wait for this ball to come down. Try to knock out these last 4 targets. One more to go. Let's hope I can get it here. There we go. There we go. So that's 5 million. If you were to do this 5 times, you can get up to 25 million. You can just continue to do that. So there's some really cool ways to score points. Like I said, there's just lots to do on this table.
Whoa, this is supersonic. Nice shot. Maximum velocity.
All right, music is really, really good. Like I said, I don't particularly like some of the AI artwork decisions and some of the way that some of the lettering has come out for the actual modes and different things like that. But I really can't knock it. The gameplay itself is really, really solid on this one. Really love this table. If I had to rate this one, I'm going to give this one a 9.2. I think it's by far one of the best Magic Pixel tables that we've had. I think even after playing Firefighter Wildlands, that really had kind of a niche thing. The modes were really difficult on that one. They really weren't much of a gameplay mechanic, whereas it was all multi-ball. Nature's Fury is very much multi-ball, but has some really cool modes, and that one has some really good stuff going on. Obviously, Sea of Thieves has a really deep rule set, which was really appealing to me. So for this table, I think a 9.2 is pretty well warranted. I think it's well worth the $8 for this one, and I think on the HD side, I think it's an absolute must-buy. Fantastic table. I think anybody who plays this is going to really love it. Obviously, it has a little bit of a Temu Top Gun theme that Charlotta Love had mentioned in my Discord. Obviously, it definitely has a little bit of that. To go a little bit with the Harry Potter for Earth, Wind, and Fire type of theming. But man, oh man, this is a really fun table. I enjoy it. It is one that I have thoroughly loved for 2 months, and I am very happy to report that it is translated very well on the HD or the 4KP and the HD systems, and I think it will be a valuable addition to your gaming library. Thanks for watching this review, and if you like and subscribe if you like the channel, or if you have any opinions or thoughts on this table, please let me know in the comments.
Engine failure. Let's recalibrate and go again.